Alien. Earth Episode 7 ending explained. Wendy, Joe, and Nibs decide to escape. Alien. Earth keeps raising the stakes with every new episode, and Episode 7 just might be the most explosive one yet. It's packed with betrayal, escape attempts, shocking deaths, and one of the most emotional xenomorph-human hybrid moments we've seen in the series so far. By the end, Wendy, Joe, and Nibs finally make their escape attempt, but the road to freedom is drenched in blood. Let's break down everything that happened, from Arthur's terrifying fate to Boy Kavalier's obsession with the eye, and finally, to that violent showdown at the docks. Slightly's desperate mistake. The episode opens in a chilling way with Slightly in his bedroom, staring at Arthur, who now has a facehugger latched firmly onto his head. And here's the gut punch. Slightly is still a kid inside his synthetic body, so he doesn't fully grasp the danger. He actually tries to give Arthur something to drink, only making the alien grip even tighter. That innocence mixed with horror sets the tone right away. Things get worse when Smee bangs on the door, demanding to be let in. When he finally enters, he sees Arthur's limp body and freaks out. Slightly, desperate and terrified, begs Smee not to say anything, because if Prodigy finds out, his family could be killed. With no other option, he convinces Smee to help carry Arthur's body to the beach. It's a haunting image, two kids dragging a man who's essentially a ticking time bomb. Trouble in the lab. Meanwhile, alarms are going off in the Prodigy lab. Kirsch finds Toodle's dead body and realizes two of the alien flies have escaped. Prodigy's soldiers swoop in, stunning the creatures and locking them into containment units. When Boy Kavalier arrives, he isn't horrified, he's fascinated. That's what makes him such a dangerous villain. He even replays the footage of the sheep tricking Toodles into his own death. To Kavalier, this isn't tragedy, it's evidence that these creatures are smarter than anyone thought. He immediately wants the sheep transferred so he can study it himself. Then Wendy walks in and sees Toodle's body. She wants to warn the other lost boys, but Kavalier blocks her. The only reason she gets out is because she chitters to the caged xenomorph, which rams the glass so violently that the soldiers back off in fear. That moment cements her growing bond with the alien, and it's the first sign that she might be able to control it.
Okay, we have to go.
Wendy plans to escape. Back in her room, Wendy tells Joe what happened. Joe doesn't hesitate. He tells her it's time to leave, but Wendy refuses to go without the other hybrids. That's when she and Joe visit Nibs and Curly. Nibs is on her side, but Curly isn't. Curly clings to the belief that Boy Kavalier is helping them, that Prodigy is giving them the best life they've ever had. It's heartbreaking, because Wendy is right. Prodigy only sees them as experiments. Curly's refusal to join highlights the painful division among the lost boys. Some see Kavalier as a savior, others see him as the real monster. Nibs says it best. We're all gonna die here. Then the bugs will crawl in, and we'll all be ghosts. That chilling line makes it clear she knows what's coming, and she's ready to follow Wendy. The xenomorph is freed. Wendy proves her connection to the alien in the lab wasn't a fluke. From another room, she hacks into the system and unlocks its cage. As she, Joe, and Nibs make their escape, the unleashed xenomorph rips through every human in its path. At the same time, Boy Kavalier starts to realize that Arthur never left the island. He confronts Dame Sylvia, accusing Arthur of shutting off the trackers. She denies it, but the footage proves otherwise. That confrontation gets cut short by alarms announcing a lab breach, and Kavalier watches the footage of the destruction unfold. Instead of fear, he looks almost thrilled. Slightly's tragedy. Things get even more intense as Kirsch catches Slightly and Smee sneaking out Arthur's body. But instead of stopping them, Kirsch actually helps. He knows what happened with Morrow and gives them a faster route to the beach. It's a rare glimpse of kindness from a synthetic who usually plays things by the book. But then comes the gut-wrenching twist. When they stop to rest in the woods, Arthur suddenly wakes up. The facehugger is dead, but the damage is done. Arthur is alive. Briefly. Slightly and Smee lie, telling him there was a gas leak, trying to push him forward. But Arthur senses something is wrong, and then the inevitable happens. He collapses, and the chest burster explodes from his chest in one of the most brutal moments of the season. Slightly, devastated, searches desperately for the newborn creature, but it scampers away into the trees. That moment changes slightly forever. When Moro and the Weyland-Yutani soldiers arrive on the beach, they find Arthur's hollow corpse. They want the alien, and they take Slightly and Smee along to help them find it. It's a cruel fate for two kids who are just trying to help their friend.
Because pie.
Yeah.
Boy Kavalier talks to the eye. Back at Prodigy, Boy Kavalier becomes obsessed with the sheep that contains the octopus-like eye. He wants to communicate with it, convinced it's intelligent. He shows it the mathematical symbol for pi and asks what comes next. Incredibly, the sheep stomps the correct numbers in sequence. It doesn't just know math. It's trying to communicate. This blows Cavalier's mind. Adam Einz warns him about the danger of the eye transferring into a human host, but that's exactly what Kavalier wants. He doesn't just want to study the alien, he wants to hear it talk. And disturbingly, he already knows which human he wants to use as its vessel. Wendy's alien connection. In the woods, Wendy, Joe, and Nibs get cornered by soldiers. With guns aimed at them, Wendy doesn't beg. She warns them. She chitters, summoning the xenomorph she freed. It leaps from the trees and tears the men apart in seconds. Then comes the most haunting moment of the episode. The blood-soaked xenomorph approaches Wendy, and instead of attacking, it pauses. She bends down, reaches out, and touches its head. After another soft chitter, the alien runs off. Joe is stunned. He asks what she said. Wendy's reply is chilling. Hide and follow. I think. This isn't just control. It's communication. Wendy and the alien are becoming allies. Kirsch's betrayal. Meanwhile, Moro thinks he has the baby xenomorph, but Prodigy is one step ahead. Kirsch intercepts the group, holding the trapped chestburster in a containment unit. He smugly says, "Finders keepers," and orders Moro's men to drop their weapons. This move flips the power dynamic completely. Moro and the Weyland-Yutani soldiers are taken into custody, while Slightly and Smee are forced to follow Kirsch. It's another example of Prodigy staying one step ahead, even when things look like they're spiraling out of control. The docks showdown. The climax comes at the docks. Wendy, Joe, and Nibs finally reach a boat, their chance at escape. But before they can leave, Siberian, Rashti, and other soldiers appear with weapons drawn. One soldier makes the mistake of mocking Nibs, snatching her toy and tossing it into the water. That's the breaking point. Nibs responds with terrifying strength, ripping his jaw off in one clean motion. From there, all hell breaks loose. Wendy tries to call the xenomorph for help, but Joe panics and silences her, clapping his hand over her mouth. He doesn't understand that the alien is listening, waiting. Meanwhile, Nibs goes berserk, tearing through soldiers with raw fury. She nearly kills Siberian before Joe stuns her with a shock weapon. Wendy's horrified. "What did you do?" She screams at Joe, realizing he might have just ruined their best chance of survival. And in the shadows of the forest, the xenomorph watches, waiting for its moment. What it all means. Episode 7 pushes Alien, Earth into its endgame. Wendy has proven she can communicate with the xenomorph, which changes everything about the power dynamic on Neverland Island. Boy Kavalier is no longer just experimenting. He's actively trying to evolve the alien intelligence into something new by giving the eye a human body. Slightly and Smee are caught between two powerful forces, while Moro and Weyland-Yutani are finally at a disadvantage. The dock showdown shows that Wendy and Nibs can't simply walk away. Their bond with the alien, their shared trauma, and their refusal to be used by Prodigy tie them to this nightmare. That creature could tip the balance for either side, and it's only a matter of time before it resurfaces. One thing's for sure, Neverland Island is about to drown in blood.